What's up, my fellow creatives? In this video, I'm showing you guys a photo shoot that I did with Whitney. She's the model. Shout out to her for shooting with me, and shout out to her homegirl for helping me record this video so I didn't have to like put the camera on the ground or benches and stuff and like wing it like I usually do. Much appreciated. And pretty much the point of this video is to talk to you guys about how to work with people who have never shot or modeled before. So this was Whitney's first photo shoot, no experience modeling. So I figured this would be the perfect platform over which to narrate how to shoot with people who have never modeled. So why would you have to do this? First of all, when you first start out shooting, like no professional model is gonna let you finesse them with the, oh, model for me for free and I'll give you some free, portfolio shots, because like your stuff's gonna be trash. Like, no, you're not gonna be able to get anyone with that. So you're gonna have to shoot people who are just like your friends, because no one professional is gonna want to trade their time and their experience for your crappy portraits. But I'm just being funny, but it's true, right? So a lot of times when you start out, you're gonna have to shoot people who have never shot before, or who don't have a lot of experience being in front of the camera. So you have to kind of know how to deal with it in order to get good shots. So my suggestion to you would be to start off just shooting your friends. When I started shooting, I mainly shot my friends, and I actually happened to be lucky and had a lot of friends who modeled. So it was like kind of easy for me to get good shots at first until I started shooting with people who didn't know how to model and pose. And then I had to like learn some of these things the hard way. So I'm gonna share with you guys just some tips for shooting with people you've never shot before. First tip would be to be very communicative, okay? So you want to be communicating a lot and be communicating clearly. This is a lot easier if you're shooting your friends, which is why I suggested that, because you already know them, you already talk to them, you have a good way of communicating with them. So it'll be much easier to give instructions, and it won't be awkward. You guys will be having a good time taking photos, and you'll get good shots. Now, if you're shooting someone who you're not friends with, part of that communication is making sure things are not super awkward. So don't be a creep. You have to talk. Like, I know I'm that kind of introverted and awkward naturally, so it's something that you just got to work on, because if you're being like super quiet or silent, it's going to be kind of awkward, and that's going to have a negative effect on the shoot and the kind of images that you're able to get. And part of that communication also has to be, you giving clear instructions, because since you're dealing with someone who has never modeled before, they're not gonna know like how to stand, what to do with their hands, any of that stuff. So you have to be very clear in what you're saying, and when you give instructions, do it in a way that's professional, unless of course, again, you're working with your friends. Working with your friends, you can joke around and do things like that, but when you're dealing with someone who you may not know as well, like they might not take it the right way if you say pop your booty. You gotta say arch your back. You gotta say things in a certain way, okay? Okay, the next thing that you're gonna need is to be a good instructor. So you have to give very clear posing directions. When you're dealing with more experienced models, you can just tell them like emotions, or like stand like this, stand like that. You don't have to be specific about every little thing, because they know some things about how to position their bodies and posture in order to get a good shot. So when you're dealing with someone who doesn't have a lot of experience with that, you're gonna have to remind them to do things like elongate your neck, because things like that make a big difference in pictures, and regular people don't do that. You're gonna have to remind them about their posture, tell them to straighten their back or arch their back, whatever it is that you need for the shot. You're gonna have to be very specific about where to place their hands, where to put their feet, like every single thing. As the shoot goes on, what I like to do is like explain what I'm thinking behind my shots and my poses and all of that, so that by the end, as we start getting towards the end of the shoot, and that happened with this shoot too, it always happens if you do a decent job of instructing, people will start picking up on like how to pose and different poses they can do and how to model, so you won't have to do as much like instruction, but it's something that you have to be aware of and that you need to do in order to get good shots. Another thing that you have to be aware of is that you need to be showing your model a lot of pictures, a lot of good pictures that you're taking. So hopefully you are taking good pictures, and you need to give them a lot of positive feedback. If you don't do this, they're going to start to feel maybe self-conscious and nervous, and that's going to come through in the pictures that you're taking. It's super important that your model feels like confident and comfortable. So if you're not giving them good feedback, then they might feel like they're doing something wrong. They'll start getting self-conscious, and then they'll come across in the pictures. If they're not seeing the pictures that you're taking, they have no confidence in the fact that you're taking, well, not that they won't, maybe they will, but you know, they have no reason to have confidence in the fact that you're taking good pictures. They haven't seen anything good come out of your camera on this shoot, so they could be doing a terrible job. If you don't tell them and you don't show them, you won't know. And of course, this goes back again to that communication piece. Communication is just key in life in general, but especially if you're doing shoots, making art, you know, trying to be tight. And my last tip, I guess, is going to be just to make the shooting experience overall really positive for whoever it is you're shooting. Again, this is way easier if you're shooting your friends, because you guys are automatically going to have a good time. But a lot of things that help are like bringing water and snacks if you can, playing music if you can. I know you can't always do all of these things, but just try and make it an overall pleasant experience. That way, you'll end up with better pictures. Just trust me. I know a lot of you guys think it's all about what camera or lens or lights or whatever you're using, but it's not always just about that. When you take pictures, you're capturing a moment in time that's happening in real life. So how it feels in real life to the people makes a difference, especially if you're doing certain types of photography. So just keep that in mind as you're shooting. But yeah, just thanks for watching this video. I hope that some of you newer photographers learned something from this. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below. Feel free to hit me up on Instagram, Twitter, all those places. Follow me, SoundCloud, everything. Links are in the description section below. You guys keep being creative, keep making cool stuff, and have a great day.